I was reading Roy Underhill's book, originally published back in the 1980s, called The Woodwright's Companion. In that book, in chapter 5, he has a chapter, it's entitled The Whetstone Quarry. And in that chapter, he describes how to basically source your own whetstones for sharpening your tools. One of the features of that chapter is a list of localities where you can go within the United States and find good stones for turning into sharpening stones. One of those localities that he listed happens to be right up the road here from the studio. So one day, Joshua and I had some furniture to drop off on a place just past this, and we decided to stop in on the way back through.
And we stopped in, we walked up the path. Mike said he knew of this spot, but I wasn't aware of it. Certainly not these stones. What is the rock called again?
It's a serpentinite. It's a metamorphic peridotite.
Okay.
It's this really beautiful green stone that's been quarried there for a long time. But I hadn't known that it was useful as a sharpening stone. So our process for flattening was really simple. We just got some sticky back sandpaper, starting with 80 grit, applied it to the bench top, and just worked the surfaces of the stones. As they flattened down, we went to higher and higher grits until we had some nice polished surfaces. And Roy recommends good old spit as your lubricant on the sharpening stones. Oil works just fine. Some people just use water. But we were really impressed. We were able to put, mirror finishes on chisel, and I sharpened my plane irons with it. It worked great, and it was not slow. It was a fairly quick thing. We were definitely impressed by it and pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to be able to take rocks from down the road and sharpen up your hand tools. That's pretty cool. So I guess they knew what they were doing back then, huh?
Yeah, they did, definitely. And our takeaway was that, these kinds of things are fun to do just as experiments, and we definitely recommend the process. So go pick up Roy's books. He has lots of little tidbits and treasures like that all through these books. And this one in particular was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and if anybody tells you have to spend $800 on a sharpening setup, just tell them, those nutcases over at M&T, they just sharpen it with rocks.
That's right. And it works. So there you go.